So these earbuds are extremely thin. They have an excellent battery life. They're not very expensive, but there's a catch to them. These are the Redmi Earbuds 5, and they're made by a brand called Xiaomi. Yeah, Xiaomi, the brand that makes the Poco phone, and also all the other Xiaomi phones. These earbuds have a crazy battery life, up to 10 hours of continuous playing. If you have the charging case with them, you get 40 hours. Obviously, this is without noise cancellation. Also, the battery life is going to start to decrease depending on what volume you have them on. But definitely very good battery life and above average. They also have a very good application. You can actually map the input you have on each earbud, which is something you don't find a lot in this price point. They do it pretty well. You can decide how many touches you want to play, how many touches you want to. You can also update the firmware as well in this application, and you can do other things. For example, deciding what type of audio you want. On the stock audio they have, you can have either more treble, you can have a little bit more mids, or a little bit more bass, depending on what you like. Audio quality, we're going to talk about in just a little bit. Comfort-wise, are these earbuds uncomfortable? Can you use them all day? You can definitely use them all day. Noise cancellation on them is excellent. You can even decide in the application whether you want that noise cancellation to be deep. You can decide if you want it to be a little bit lower, or you can also enable transparency mode. Transparency mode also has a couple of options. For example, to enhance surrounding sounds in case you want to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings. So, pretty useful. If you want to rock these all day as well, I don't think you're going to have any issues wearing them all day. They're pretty comfy. But there is a small issue with them in case you want to exercise with them. They're glossy in the inside. I don't like this in any type of earbuds. Normally, this glossy finish means when you sweat a little bit, they're going to start slipping. No matter what brand, no matter what coverage you have on them, no matter what you do, even if they're water resistant or not, they're going to start slipping. So I wouldn't use them for heavy exercising. Maybe just something like pumping a couple of weights, but definitely not running or anything that's going to make you sweat a lot. Now, the most important part. What do these bad boys sound like? Do they have good audio, or is it a little bit mediocre for the price? Well, I was about to tell you I didn't recommend this pair of earbuds because the audio on them is not the best. But it's very bad if you have transparency mode enabled. So it turns out the first time I put them on, transparency mode was enabled and I didn't even know. So I started listening to them and the audio was terrible. It sounded like you had no vocals. The mids were starting to mix with the vocals as well, and the bass was practically absent. It's something you definitely would expect from transparency mode, but the issue with these earbuds is that when you enable transparency mode, the earbuds don't tell you it's enabled. They barely make a small chime, so it's kind of hard to know what you're enabling, even though you decide and map that function straightly in the application. A lot of earbuds tell you ANC on, ANC off, transparency mode, and that, well, comes to show you actually miss when you don't have it in a pair of earbuds, because I don't know what I'm using and I don't know what the function is. So I was about to tell you guys these earbuds sounded terrible, and still, they're not the best. You have decent clears, barely usable. You have not the best mids. I think that's the weakest point on them. Actually, the mids, if you go to a very high volume, they do start mixing with the vocals. So you should take that into consideration in case you want to listen to music at very high levels. The mids really do start mixing with the vocals, and that's not a very good experience. The bass, it's decent, not bass heavy, but they do a decent job if you're not a bass head. So I guess you can use them for casual listening, and if you have ANC on. With ANC on, you're going to get the best result with these earbuds, and that's where you're going to get a decent sound. Now, the strongest point of these earbuds is actually the price. The price is between $40 and $44, depending on what color you choose. If you actually want to buy them after this review, well, you can check the link down in the description where you can actually find them. Does that mean nobody should buy these Redmi earbuds? No, definitely not. They're pretty good considering they have an excellent application. The price is very decent for what you're getting. The form factor is extremely comfortable. I mean, look at these bad boys. They're extremely thin and you get this crazy battery life of 40 hours with this small package. So if you're traveling on an airplane or you're going somewhere where you don't want this big bulk in your pocket, definitely a great option. As well, if you're not that picky for audio quality, because audio quality on these is not high level. It's not HD. It doesn't even have high definition codecs. It has basic codecs. So again, casual listening for the price point, probably a go for a lot of people. But please drop me a comment. Would you guys buy these? Are you interested in buying these? There's also the Pro version. And let me know if you want a review, because we actually do have those here in the studio. And they're pretty different. I would say a lot better than this basic version.